Hello, today we're looking at a custom tone print for the Corona chorus pedal. This is a little bit of an odd one because it is a flange which is tailored to sound a bit like a wah pedal. It's still very flangey in its nature. It's obviously a modulation. It doesn't respond to the attack of you playing like an auto wah. It doesn't have the variance in its timing like you would with a wah pedal. But it does add that kind of wah 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 sound to what you're playing. I've set it up on the pedal and I've got a looper here, so there you can hear how that affects that. A quick run through what the knobs will be doing. As with the Corona chorus, we can have a blend effect with this, so it's great because we can decide how prevalent we want that to be. The tone knob is going to cut off that top end, that metallic sound that we usually get from a flanger, so I'll turn that up at one point. You'll hear how obvious it is that it's a flange when I do that. The depth will make it more chorusy or less chorusy, so I've set a range on that which I think is the usable range while still having that wow wow sound. And then the speed, when we turn the depth or the speed down, it's a less obvious effect, and when we crank them, it's more obvious, and the flange can be more obvious as well. There's quite a lot of usable tones in there, so let's have a listen. Okay, so as you can see, there's quite a range of tones there. Hopefully there's something there that you like the sound of. Let's have a listen to something else apart from what's on the looper now. Okay, so there's a bit of clean stuff. Let's try with a little bit of dirt. So there's all sorts of tones there. Some of them are very chorusy, some of them are much more obvious with the wah. Just changing the pickup, suddenly that's coming through. Anyway, let's have a look at how to build it. So once you've opened your editor, these are the things that we need to set for all the different parameters for this particular tone print. Start with your kill dry set off because we want to have everything switched on. We want to have the modulation type as advanced flanger. Set the modulation active as on. Set your 0 through flanger as 0. The speed we can set around about 2 Hertz. We're going to control that with the knob anyway, so that's not super important. Depth also is going to be controlled by a knob down here, so put that somewhere down the bottom end around about 3%, I guess, and we'll be controlling that from the knob on the board. Depth 2 and depth 3 need to be set at 0%. The high cut, put that around the 2 kilohertz mark, and the mix is 100%. Output level all the way up to 0 dB. The delay time 1 is 0.6 milliseconds. The delay time 2 should be 2.9 milliseconds, and delay time 3, 2.2 milliseconds. They're kind of crucial for this. And the other big important one is the feedback needs to be negative 100%. That's 100% negative feedback. And then put your feedback high cut around about 1K. That is going to be controlled by the tone knob along with the high cut. So let's have a look at how to set those up now. So for the speed knob, we're going to have one setting, which is the chorus speed. And we've got a nice curve here, which goes from down at 61.5 all the way up to 10 Hertz. The midpoint is around about 2.5 Hertz, which seems to be the main area where it sounds good to my ear. Moving on to the next knob, the depth knob, we only want one setting for that as well, which is depth 1. This thing we set up here at around 3%. That's going to range from 1% up to 5%. I probably have these as 0.1 because I couldn't drag it exactly to 0.0, but it sounds about right for me. So I'm just doing 1% steps all the way up there for each of those settings. For the third knob, the tone knob, we've got two settings. I've actually missed the top one there and put it on the second and third settings. It doesn't really matter, but they're slightly different curves depending on whether we're doing the feedback high cut or the main signal, the chorus high cut. So let's have a look at those. With the feedback high cut, the red line starts at 800 Hertz is the lowest that we'll start cutting things off from. So we're going to cut all the way down to 800 hertz off the top, and then that goes up to 900, 1.2 kilohertz, 1.6 and 2.8. So it's a very gentle curve, so there's not too much, but we don't want that metallic ring coming through. Feel free to push that way up if you want to hear that, but I found it to be quite brittle, and it really ruined the effect for me and made it very, very flangey rather than the wah sound. With the chorus high cut, we're going to go from 400 hertz, so a little bit lower on the main signal, so we can get that dark tone if we want, up to 1 kilohertz, 2, 4, and all the way up to the top, up to 20 for the highest setting. So that gives us a fairly nice broad range there. Here's an overview of all the settings for this Toneprint. I'll put a link in the description of where you can download the image. If you found this video tutorial helpful, click the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click subscribe. Thanks for watching.